Hi everyone, I did make it to my destination and I thought I'd show you what I decided to do for meals because besides tonight, I'm not going to eat. They do have a restaurant here. I'm not going to have a meal here, but I am going to have the dessert here just for my anniversary. Something that I don't make, and a lot of restaurants and stuff don't have it, so I did decide to do that. They do have the Keurig machine here, but the kind of coffee that I like, it's like smooth and not like bitter and stuff like that, doesn't come in the Keurig pods. So I just made my own at home, waited till it cooled, and then put it in here and then froze it. And that way you keep some stuff cold as well if need be. So I'm just gonna leave this out. It'll take quite a while for that to no longer be frozen. And I like in the summer, I like my coffee pretty cold. So the colder the better. They do also have a fridge, but it's not that cold. So, and these last a long time. And I also have more of these as well. So when I travel, usually by car or Amtrak, I usually try to bring some food with me. Not necessarily sometimes like a full meal like this. This is like an exception. But I do bring like snacky food. So then that way, if I go to parks or go to law museums and stuff, I can have some stuff with me, so it kind of tied me over. And that way I don't need to like stop at a restaurant and then spend, like $30-50, whatever, on like tons of food when you weren't expecting it to do that, and you're just stuck with whatever's, where you're at. I do know that there is a pizza place here. I think on Tuesday or Wednesday I'm gonna go there. Now I think the slices are like $6 or something like that, and you get like almost a double slice or something. And I guess they're fairly open. I think they just celebrated like 2 years or something like that. But anyway, so I got some Hillshire Farm salami. I brought that with me. This was on sale over the weekend at Hy-Vee, so I got a whole bunch of them. Divided them in 2 different things and then froze half of it. And then these were on sale as well, so this is about half of it. I was not going to pay $6.29 for this bag. How many ounces do you get in this thing? 9 1/4 ounces. $6.29 is not worth that. It was on sale for $2.99, so I got one. So I brought that with me. Then this is some smoked cheddar Cheez-Its, which I guess are new, and I tried them. I really thought I'd like them, but they're just kind of meh. And then I brought some carrots, and I also brought some dip. And then I did try the, I think these are Lunch Buddies or something like that. They are a version of pudding from Aldi's. I really liked it. I wasn't sure, but it had a much chocolate flavor compared to even like the Jolly Brown. And then I had 3 of the Benton Aldi brand mint cookies left, so I brought those. And I brought quite a bit of granola bars. Now this hotel does not have breakfast, but normally if I'm at a hotel that does, I take full advantage of that. I eat like a big huge meal. Then I did bring some tortillas, and then I brought about 8 different cuties, and then I brought some bananas. Now I'm not going to eat all this food, but I'd rather have too much than not enough, than have the chance of me, going to spend more money that I don't want to be spending on a place to eat. So tomorrow I think I'm going to be going to some parks, and there's a park right by my hotel. I can see it from my window. We have a perfect view. Then I think there's a few within walking distance or within like 10 minutes or something like that. There's quite a few. So, and then also tomorrow I might go to some antique stores or whatever that's like 15-20 minutes away. So I'm going to be bringing quite a bit of the snacky food and stuff like that with me. And tonight, because I'm just getting settled into my room, I'm going to eat and then go ahead and then maybe go have the dessert later on, because they're not open as of yet, but I haven't eaten all day except for half a scone. Then other things I did do earlier today, So some free stuff that I did is I went to a bookstore, used bookstore. They also had a coffee bar place. It was like on my way here, and I got quite a few books and stuff. And then before I came here, because the hotel wasn't open yet to register or to, you know, check in, at their library, they have a little area where you can purchase books as a donation. And there's about like, I don't know, 2 bookcases or something like that. And then they also have like a coffee bar thing too. And then tomorrow, one of the museums I'm gonna go to, I think it's like $10. And then nearby, and then there are the antique shops. And then a lot of the other stuff that I'm gonna be doing is within like walking distance of the hotel. So that's one thing I always check to see is the places I want to go, how far are they from each other? You know, like what is the distance? What is the cost? What are the hours of them? You know, especially like some of these museums that I'm going to be going to, they don't open until like 1 o'clock, or they're open 2 hours a day during the summertime, and then like starting next month they're open like once a week, if that. So yeah, so you know, that's the one thing I always try to check, no matter if I'm going to be traveling by car or, you know, using transportation, whether it be, you know, like a metro or, you know, Uber, taxi, whatever, as I always try to take into account how long is it going to take you to go to the place where you want to go, what else is around there, what are their hours. Because I know some people like to be like, oh, it's okay, we can come back here like the next day or later on in the day, come back to the area you're already at, which I do not like to do that, because that's just an expense and time that, you know, you don't want to be doing. But yeah, so a lot of the, I know some museums now have, like, obviously they have cheaper rates for kids. Some museums in bigger areas and stuff like that, they might have it free for kids. And then a couple of years ago, I was at a city in South Dakota, and they had a free, like, well, it wasn't a mansion, but a free, like, house of people who had, I guess, were prominent at one point in this one city, was totally free. So I'll always check that, see perhaps there's something with that. I checked, but there wasn't anything here. They did that, which I didn't think there would be. But, you know, I know if I go to all the museums I want to go to, it's going to be only $50, which a lot of times anymore for an adult to go to a museum, it's $25 or $50, you know. But some of them I'm going to go to, it's like $5, $10, $15. So I'm going to try to give them like donations and stuff like that if need be. And then one thing that I did kind of forget, although I do have my coffee and I do have they have water here in your rooms. For one water is $5. I did forget that. I knew I was forgetting something when I left the house, and couldn't remember it, and I just now remember. But like I said, I know tomorrow, I know there's like a Walmart not that far, so I could do that tomorrow. So I don't feel like doing it tonight. I think I'll have oh, it is earlier than what I thought. Well, maybe I might be going to Wally World. Yeah, so what all do you guys do on your trips to try to save money? Obviously, like I said, you don't always take as much food as I'm doing. But sometimes I might like take stuff from Peanut Butter Jelly sandwiches or something like that. Or also, I always check restaurants, see what's nearby. What are the costs of them? Do they have stuff that you're gonna like? Like, they have one restaurant here. I was like, oh, I don't know, I'm gonna like what's up there. And I almost didn't look at the menu. I looked at the but I did. So I thought, well, no, I want to check the prices. But they had like, I don't know, like fusion type stuff. I was like, I want like more of the, it's like the new fusion type food or whatever, where it looks like you're gonna get a small portion for a bigger cost. I'm like, no, thank you. I will stick either with the pizza or with whatever food I bring. That will be good enough for me. And then tonight or tomorrow, I will get my little dessert from the hotel restaurant. So I hope everyone's having a good day, and take care.